It was a calm day in 1987 off the southern coast of Japan, near the small island of Yonaguni. The Pacific shimmered like polished glass, deceivingly peaceful. Beneath its surface, however, lay something no one could have imagined, a forgotten monument buried beneath the sea for thousands of years. Diver Kihikairo Aratake, a local swimming instructor and tour guide, plunged into these waters expecting nothing more than coral formations and schools of fish. But as his light cut through the aquamarine gloom, the seafloor shifted from soft sand to something impossibly geometric. He hovered mid-water, staring in disbelief. Before him rose terraces, staircases, and flat walls of stone, all too perfect, too angled, too deliberate to be a mere accident of nature. The structure seemed to defy the chaos of geology. Steps led upward toward what looked like a massive pyramid, its faces smooth, its corners crisp, standing proudly even after millennia of tides. Some even said an ancient face, massive and worn by centuries, gazed from the stone, watching him with cold eyes. Aratake surfaced gasping, heart pounding with awe. Was it a city, a temple, or perhaps something older, something the sea itself couldn't fully claim? When word spread, scientists, journalists, and mystics descended upon Yonaguni. Japan's Atlantis, they called it, but what was it really? Was this the discovery of a lost civilization, long erased from history, or merely a trick of nature shaped by the patient hands of time and tide? Whatever it was, the ocean had kept its secret for thousands of years, until now. Within months, sonar scans and diving crews began charting the site. What they found deepened the enigma: platforms that seemed to form streets, a central terrace rising 25 meters from the seabed, and stairs carved with uncanny precision. Geologist Masaki Kimura from the University of the Ryukyus dove to see for himself. "You can't look at these formations," he said, "and believe they're all natural." His surveys mapped road-like corridors, right angles, and even possible carvings of animals and deities. To Kimura, it was evidence of intelligent design, an ancient city swallowed by the sea. But skeptics pushed back just as fiercely. Boston University geologist Robert Scott countered, "The natural rock formations of sandstone around Yonaguni fracture in plains, creating step shapes similar to artificial terraces. Nature can trick us." Erosion, currents, earthquakes. He argued that these could easily sculpt such illusions. So which was it, art or accident? To those who have seen the footage, it's hard not to wonder. Straight edges, symmetrical patterns, a rectangular plaza stretching almost flawlessly along a cardinal direction. If it's all natural, then nature herself must be an artist. The debate ignited across the globe. An ancient lost city, or the most extraordinary natural rock formation in the Pacific? And yet, as divers swam further and cameras ventured into shadowed crevices, whispers began of symbols, tunnels, and altars hidden beneath coral, details that science couldn't easily dismiss. Could human hands have once shaped these stones before the last ice age drowned them? The press swiftly dubbed Yonaguni Japan's Atlantis. The name alone stirred the imagination, an underwater ruin, lost to time, much like Plato's mythical city swallowed by the ocean's wrath. But in Asia, another legend casts an even longer shadow: the lost continent of Mu. Early 20th century mystics like James Churchward described Mu as an advanced civilization that once stretched across the Pacific, home to an ancient people washed away in a cataclysm thousands of years ago. According to those myths, their survivors became the ancestors of many modern cultures, including, some say, the people of Japan. When explorers saw the Yonaguni monument, they couldn't help but draw comparisons. Massive stone blocks, a mysterious disappearance beneath the waves, a timeline aligning hauntingly close to the end of the last ice age, when rising seas devoured coastlines everywhere. Was Yonaguni a remnant of Mu? Could we be staring directly at the ruins of a civilization erased before history even began? Ancient maps, too, seem to whisper clues. Some depictions of pre-Diluvian lands resemble archipelagos that once connected Japan, Taiwan, and the Asian mainland, a network that would have existed before the waters rose over 12,000 years ago. If true, Yonaguni wouldn't just rewrite Japanese history. It would shatter the timeline of human civilization itself. Long before recorded history, Japan was home to the Jomon people, mysterious hunter-gatherers known for a level of artistry that seems shockingly advanced for their era, up to 14,000 years ago. Their pottery, the oldest in the world, carries hypnotic spiral designs and intricate geometry. What if the people who raised Yonaguni stones were their ancestors? Local folklore tells of an ancient kingdom lost to the sea, a land of gods and stone builders punished by the ocean. Some island elders still whisper tales of massive terraces and sacred platforms that once stood where the waves now roll. Could these legends be memories, passed down for thousands of generations? Spiritual echoes of a civilization that once stood upon the dry land that Yonaguni now hides beneath its surf. As one diver remarked, standing before a massive step-like platform underwater, "It feels like a temple, like it was meant to be sacred." Archaeologists have found ancient Jomon sites on nearby islands matching the alignment and aesthetic of the submerged monument. The same respect for symmetry, the same fascination with stone. Could the people who shaped those early shrines have also built what now sleeps beneath the waves? Perhaps time itself buried their triumph beneath layers of silt and myth. To cut through myth and speculation, researchers turned to science. High-resolution sonar imaging painted three-dimensional maps of Yonaguni's structure. What emerged was breathtaking: terraces, steps, and monoliths standing nearly 25 meters tall, stretching over 150 meters long, larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Carbon dating nearby corals suggested parts of the monument might have been above sea level around 12,000 years ago, exactly when the Ice Age melted. Kimura and his team used submersibles to capture footage, megalithic stones appearing carved, channels aligning with solstices, circular depressions that might have once held wooden pillars. But again, scholars hesitated. There are no confirmed artifacts, no pottery shards, no tools, no carvings unmistakably human. Without those, mainstream archaeology remains cautious. Still, one anomaly stood out. The arrangement of some features matches cardinal directions, just as with ancient temples worldwide. Coincidence or design? As underwater drones mapped crevices never before seen, hidden passageways came to light. Some led nowhere, others appeared sealed by sediment. Within one chamber, divers reported faint etchings, almost erased, markings like waves and spirals. Even science, it seemed, could not strip away the mystery. If Yonaguni truly predates known civilization, it threatens to rewrite everything we know about human history. That, according to some researchers, might explain the silence surrounding it. Dr. Kimura claims official funding for his expedition was quietly withdrawn after early excitement. Universities, too, distanced themselves. "It's not convenient," he once said, "to find something that breaks the timeline." Some even whisper that certain video footage and drone scans vanished without explanation, records meant for public release that never saw light again. Skeptics dismiss such talk as conspiracy, but the pattern is all too familiar. Ancient anomalies, from Machu Picchu to Pumapunku, are often met with cautious dismissal before being quietly forgotten. Could Yonaguni be one of those truths the world isn't ready for? Imagine a city that existed before Egypt, before Mesopotamia. A civilization wiped clean by rising seas, its history drowned along with its monuments. What else might be hiding in the Pacific's depths? In recent years, technology has once again turned its gaze toward Yonaguni. Remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, AI-enhanced imaging, and nearly autonomous submersibles have swept its hallways with laser precision. AI models trained on architectural geometry found non-random patterns in the monument's layout, angles repeating across non-adjacent surfaces, symmetrical corridors forming ratios found in megaliths worldwide, from Egypt's pyramids to the temples of Peru. Astonishingly, one AI pattern analysis identified a possible amphitheater-like section, semicircular and acoustically coherent, an ancient gathering place, perhaps. More AI-driven seabed sensors hint at additional formations kilometers away, still buried under silt, a potential network of structures. Could the Pacific Ocean itself be hiding an entire civilization, interconnected beneath the waves, waiting for rediscovery? For the first time, machines look where the human eye cannot, and even the algorithms seem intrigued. At the end of the last ice age, around 12,000 years ago, sea levels rose by over 120 meters, devouring coastlines that once stretched for miles. Entire landscapes vanished beneath the ocean. Could Yonaguni be one of those lost frontiers, a reminder of advanced humans who walked the earth long before we thought civilization began? Mainstream archaeology insists no culture of that time could sculpt stone like this, let alone build cities. But every discovery, from Göbekli Tepe in Turkey to Baalbek in Lebanon, pushes that boundary further back. If Yonaguni truly was man-made, then history itself began far earlier, and humanity, perhaps, has lived through more rises and falls than we remember. Skeptics still hold their ground. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, they say, and maybe they're right. No ancient script has been found, no unmistakable artifact, only shaped stone and speculation. But standing at that watery edge, staring down into the abyss, who can say what truth sleeps below? The ocean remembers. It whispers through the currents that sweep over submerged terraces and through corridors once filled with firelight and prayer. Maybe, just maybe, the world before us was grander than we ever dared to imagine. And beneath the still waters of Yonaguni, that world still waits, silent, timeless, and watching.